pulp, you already get this feeling of mango, of passion fruit already, and that flesh, fresh flesh. This balance between cocoa, rose, aroma with this freshness of passion fruit, mango, mandarin that we already smell there. Acidity, directly. Fine, sharp acidity. I've never seen that naturally in a chocolate, having this kind of acidity and this roundness, fullness, density, long aftertaste, never-ending story. You will have that for 15 minutes in your mouth. It's so long aftertaste. This is like an amazing Chateau Latour or great wine from Bordeaux. It's never-ending story at the end of the mouth. That's what's happening with this chocolate. We have analyzed on a molecular point of view, and there's a lot of thiol. Thiol molecules are passion fruit. There's a lot of terpene, which is mango. There's a lot of pinene, which is go directly with mandarina. Also limonene, which is lemon. So amazing complexity of molecules, dominant molecule which sign this chocolate and give a huge powerness to create new matching.
To discuss about the taste, and joining Ramon and myself is the #1 aroma specialist in the world, best sommelier in the world, and special advisor Sony AI Gastronomy, and a fellow Montrealer, François Chartier. Bonjour François, ça va bien?
Bonjour Catherine Lune, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Thank you for joining us. So you're live in Barcelona. So what we all want to know, and that we actually receive a question, so I'm happy to ask it. It's from Sheila Nishi from Brazil. What is the most remarkable in the taste of this new chocolate?
Oh, Sheila, this chocolate is like Pulp Fiction, literally. Because because it is nearly supernatural, in a sense that this chocolate gives the impression of literally biting in the caboche fruit, like I said in the video. And the pulp, it's like you eating the mango, lychee, passion fruit, mandarina aroma that's get out naturally. And the chocolate, so with the vibrant tone, acidity like I never seen in any chocolate, but again naturally, so balanced with cocoa flavor. At the end, it's a great piece of art, literally.
Yeah.
For me, it's art. It's renewed the genre and the chocolate industry, chocolate high-end product, and bring new aromatic possibilities in the kitchen for people, master like Ramon Moreto and all the brand ambassador of Cacao Barry. So it's a great privilege to be here today to talk about it.
So Ramon, what revelation did you have by working with Evokao flavors pairing mapped by François?
Well, look at Catherine. François Chartier is always pushes out of our comfort zone. Always.
Yes.
And in this case, more than ever, because the special profile of this chocolate has been a kind of invitation to discover combinations that we have never tried before in another, let's say, dark chocolate. So, for example, green apple with the basil and mint. When I see these three ingredients, I think that Chartier is not really right on this combination in this occasion. And we try it, and we discover that it works. So we do these kind of combinations, the bitter angostura together with guayaba and pink grapefruit, gin and roses, many combinations using the tips and tricks from François. It's always
the science is right.
A blast.
Yeah. You know, I mentioned Evokao. I'm not sure we talked about it since the beginning of the show. Do you want to just tell us quickly, Ramon, what is Evokao in WholeFruit Chocolate?
What is Evokao? Look at, for me, and Andrea mentioned in the beginning, if you are lucky and you can taste the fresh cocoa pod. For me, this is the best way to educate people to understand about this chocolate. If you taste the fresh cocoa pod and the pulp and this kind of lychees, basically it's lychees melon, you really understand really fast about this chocolate. So for me, this is key.
Yeah, and Evokao is the first chocolate coming from the WholeFruit Chocolate big launch. I just wanted to make it precision on that. We also,
Yeah, voilà. This is the first baby from the family.
Absolutely. Thank you. We also receive another question from Martin Nobes from the Netherlands, who's asking, what is the biggest difference, in your opinion, to traditional fruity chocolate?
Oh, Martin. Yeah, difference? It's easy. There's no other chocolate like that now and in the history and the past. So it's a big change of paradigm and the making process of chocolate, and then the aromatic point of view and the flavor point of view. There's no other 100% pure chocolate like that. The fruit, Martin, you talk about fruitiness. The fruit is not added. It's inside, you know, it's dark chocolate and poof, it's brewed the chocolate like that. I will do a parallel with, it's like having a Cabernet Sauvignon grow, Cabernet Sauvignon vine and the wine world grow at Chateau Latour or Mouton Rothschild. But today we discover a new grape variety that will give you everyone a possibility of creating the best ever wine in the history. That's what it is. So the difference is huge. It's a change of paradigm.
Maybe, Ramon, you will agree with me, but you know, we're talking about wines. Do you think that WholeFruit chocolate could be a difference like natural wine made in the wine industry? Are we at that point?
Yes, of course. And then for the pastry chef, I think that they will work with a kind of a wild chocolate. So you need to really taste and balance the recipes with this chocolate. This is another product, of course, and it's important to do this exercise to rebalancing the recipes and discovering new matches.
Absolutely. Yeah. And don't worry, for all the chefs who are watching us, we were going to give you more cues and also how we can pair that and explain and give you lots of recipe to help you going with that new product. Thank you very much, both of you.
Wish you the best. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
yeah.
Bye-bye, Ramon.
So if you're just joining us and you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please come over to the website of Cacao Barry to get the full experience of this live event and also to get the simultaneous translation in both French and English. And you can also submit your question here on the platform to have a chance to win, like one of the first one, this amazing new chocolate. So now we will continue on the taste and pairing team of Evokao. So we are joined by the chefs from the Academy, Chocolate Academy Centers. So let's see what they have created. So we have with us Dimitri Fayard, Julie Sharp, Philippe Bertrand, and Alan Espinosa. Welcome, all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So it was really, yeah, you know, I'm looking at those pictures and I just want to eat everything that you have done now. So all of you have created beautiful recipe with Evokao. Would you want to share with us maybe some combination you've tried and how you choose the ones for your recipes? Peut-être on peut commencer avec vous, Philippe, si vous voulez nous dire donc tous ces essais que vous avez faits avec Evokao.
Avec plaisir. En tout cas, je participe, c'est vrai, à cet événement avec tous les chefs et je suis très fier pour ça. Donc c'est vrai que ça ouvre un champ incroyable de créativité et d'innovation pour l'ensemble des chefs du monde entier. Et rien que pour ça, je suis fier. Je n'ai qu'une minute pour vous parler, donc je vais vous parler des associations. Donc j'ai adoré le mariage avec la mangue, la passion, le pamplemousse. Mais l'exercice, le premier exercice que j'ai fait, c'est essayer d'associer des produits qui ne vont pas changer la philosophie donc d'Evokao. Donc quand il y a du lait dans les recettes, j'ai cherché du lait végétal, type un peu soja si vous voulez. Le sucre, tout de suite, je l'utilisais déjà, le sucre de canne non raffiné. Donc ça, c'est vraiment quelque chose de super parce que ça crée des goûts et des mariages nouveaux. Ensuite, pour les mousses, je prends un petit exemple. Pour les mousses, au lieu de prendre de la crème, j'ai tout simplement pris de la purée de banane, j'ai mis de la matière grasse végétale et ensuite j'ai mélangé tout ça avec le chocolat tout fruit et ensuite j'ai pris des blancs d'œufs végétal type Yungo qui sont exceptionnels. Voilà, je n'en dirai pas plus, mais mes collègues vont partager, j'espère, notre passion des chefs donc avec ce chocolat exceptionnel Evokao.
Absolutely. Julie, do you want to go on?
After that,
Yes, good luck.
No. So when I did it again, when you taste it, it's an absolutely amazing taste. So when I was trying to develop the dessert, obviously I wanted to bring in some of those flavors, but I didn't want to hide them. So again, I wanted like to do vegan and plant-based, because then you're not getting so much fat in there and you're not hiding those flavors. So I went for something very British. So I went for Earl Grey tea with the bergamot in there and everything. And that really enhances the lime notes in there and gives you some of the fruitiness, but not with too much other going on, because that chocolate, you really want to taste it, so it's really good. And then I put it with a compote. The compote had basil and raspberry in there, and when you put that whole combination together, it's absolutely amazing. I gave it to people to try, and I said, just try a little bit, you'll really like it. And they ate the whole thing. So, we know it's definitely got the thumbs up, but I'm sure everyone's going to have such a great time with it.
Thank you very much. Alan?
Yes, for sure. It has been an incredible experience working with WholeFruit Chocolate. I have to say that it reminds me being in a cocoa plantation. Those people that have the luck to go to a cocoa plantation and open a really fresh cocoa pod will know how WholeFruit tastes now, because all this cocoa pulp is incredible acidity, is incredible freshness. So the freshness and the acidity have been really important for me to able and choose the ingredient that I wanted to work with. In my dessert, for example, I take also the local ingredients from Mexico, such as corn, and taking the advantage of François Chartier and Ramon Morato, in the past days. I also add the corn. I also add vanilla, but roasted vanilla from Mexico, and also add a special fruit called choconostle that came from a special cactus in Mexico. So this fruit is really acidity. It's incredible. It's really sour. So obviously, I try to put the less ingredients that I can in order to follow the clean label of the WholeFruit chocolate. So this is really important, not to add too much sugar, just the sugar that the ingredients start giving you for the kitchen. And also, I'm sure that I will continue to work with WholeFruit chocolate in order to excel in my daily creation their special flavor from the chocolate from WholeFruit and cacao barley.
But I loved your idea of saying that every chef can use it with local ingredients also. So we will just explode the possibility of a recipe if everybody uses own local ingredients. That's wonderful. Dimitri, quickly, we want to hear you too.
Yes, so initialement, comme Philippe l'a dit, si on a la chance de goûter la pulpe du Evokao, on a ces goûts de fruits exotiques. Donc j'ai commencé par associer ce mariage à la banane, fruit de la passion, la mangue. Mais je voulais aussi quelque chose de surprenant, donc je me suis penché un peu sur les fruits rouges, tout particulièrement la framboise, qui est en général un mariage que je ne suis pas trop fan, chocolat noir et framboise. Mais là, pour sûr, l'Evokao nous exauce de nouvelles opportunités, je pense, dans les mariages de parfums. Donc, fruits rouges, fruits exotiques, pour moi, ce sont des winners.
Oui, et en plus, c'est fantastique parce que la framboise, la saison là, approche. En tout cas, au Canada, je ne sais pas exactement en France, mais au Canada, c'est d'ici à peu près un mois et demi. Donc, ça va être parfait pour faire des essais. Thank you, all of you. That was really, really inspiring.
Merci.
And just,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And all those recipes will be available online on June 21st. So stay tuned on Cacao Barry social media channels. Okay, so now it's a new type of chocolate. So what does it mean in the test in the kitchen? First application and workability. So we received a question from the public, actually from Canada, from David Whitaker, who's saying, is WholeFruit chocolate handled, so stored, tempered, utilized in the same way as regular couverture? So let's see what Ramon has to say about this.
Regarding this first expression of WholeFruit chocolate, Evokao, the first thing that we test after developing the product together with all the different chefs is to check if the product works in a basic recipes. So as I hope you already know, the Pastry Alphabet project is a book with all the basic recipes for pastry. We start testing all this recipe with our Evokao,
and we discover that, of course, it works. We start with the creativity. So we start creating a range of different products inspired by different things. Then we make a tartelette. The classical way to make a chocolate tartelette is to make the tartelette and then incorporate the chocolate with the cream or with the mousse or with the crème or things like this. Why not to incorporate the chocolate on the dough? The difficulty is that if you incorporate chocolate inside the dough, inside the sablé, it changes a little bit the texture. So we make many tests. When you taste the sablé, you feel the chocolate. So you really say, oh, this is WholeFruit. In the bottom of the tartelette, we incorporate some crunchiness, and then we start working together with the pink grapefruit and guayaba. We incorporate together with the guayaba some dices, some cubes of pink grapefruit, which gives acidity and sourness. And I'm a big fan of bitter angostura, but in pastry, I never used it before. And then we start finishing the cake, so the fruit is inside the tartelette. And then on top, we place the chocolate. We put the chocolate on the right place in the tartelette, on top, together with the two flakes to have a crunchiness. And then we finish the tartelette with some fruits, with some herbs and things like this. And for me, it's one of the products from the past, let's say, month or years that I'm more proud in pastry. The second product we created together with Xavi, which is one of the most known product in the French pastries, the chouquette. Why not to make a big chouquette, like something individual? So we fill the WholeFruit chocolate in the product. We incorporate the raspberries and strawberries and roses combination. So we make a kind of a super fresh compote, really, really low quantity of sugar, something super fresh to fill together with the chocolate. And the chocolate is made by 100% of products coming from the fruit. We say, let's do like the fashion. Let's make a kind of a etiquette, a label, and let's put on the label the description of the product. So this is why we place our beautiful chouquette on top of the chocolate label made with WholeFruit chocolate, together with the inscription of 100%.
Thanks, Ramon. So now I'm in the famous chocolate kitchen of the Montreal Chocolate Academy, where it smells so good and there's chocolate flowing everywhere. And also I'm with two chefs. So first of all, Chef Ross Taylor, you will certainly recognize him from the Digital Chocolate Academy, which he leads since the start. And also Nicolas Dutertre, a great pastry chef who is originally from France and actually was born in the city of Merlan, where Cacao Barry Historical Factory is, near Paris. C'était prédestiné.
C'était prédestiné, exactement.
Que vous naissiez dans cette ville.
Exactement.
Où ça aussi a eu une naissance, donc Cacao Barry. Alors, écoutez, peut-être nous dire, il y a peut-être des remarques à faire quand on travaille avec ce chocolat.
Tout à fait. Donc, en fait, moi, on utilise beaucoup en pâtisserie le chocolat. On le fait fondre régulièrement au micro-ondes.
Oui.
Et il faut faire attention à ne pas dépasser une certaine température qui est de 40 degrés. Les chocolats réguliers sont à 45. Et bon, pour le chocolat Evokao, en fait, on va le faire fondre à 40 degrés, pas plus.
Pas plus.
Sinon, en fait, il y a le sucre naturel du chocolat qui peut s'agglomérer, donc il faut faire attention.
Parfait.
Pas excéder 40 degrés.
Merci beaucoup pour la précision. On va prendre bien note. Aussi, vous êtes un peu un spécialiste des macarons. Et là, vous avez une idée particulière.
Oui,
donc.
tout à fait. J'ai eu la chance de travailler dans une grosse usine de macarons où faisais beaucoup de macarons. Et puis, des fois, on avait quelques petites pertes de coque. Donc, en fait, pour aller dans la lignée du chocolat, en fait, tout fruit, j'ai refait un macaron recyclé en prenant les coques de macarons abîmées, les mixant et refaire, en fait, une coque de macaron, comme vous pouvez voir ici.
Est-ce qu'on peut goûter ou juste
bien
boire?
Sûr, bien sûr. Donc, il y a
je suis la gourmande qui est là.
Une petite gelée de thé Earl Grey à l'intérieur avec un petit peu de citron et donc la coque de macaron recyclée.
Ben, c'est fantastique. On vient d'avoir une chef justement qui nous parlait donc de l'Angleterre, qui disait qu'elle avait utilisé le thé Earl Grey. Donc là, on sait que ça fonctionne vraiment
Exactement.
bien. Peut-être pendant que je goûte, nous présenter aussi autre chose que vous avez fait.
J'ai également fait une tarte en fait avec de la courge musquée pour en fait avoir le côté acide du chocolat. Pour garder le côté acide, j'ai mis un légume un petit peu sucré que j'ai mélangé avec un petit peu de poivre rouge pour relever un petit peu tout ça.
Et quel est ce légume?
C'est la courge musquée.
Ah oui, et ça fonctionne bien, hein?
Et ça fonctionne très très bien.
And you, Ross, you have worked with different products to see what was the best combination. What did you find out?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think most people know me for confection. So of course I made some bonbons to check the way that the chocolate crystallizes and also the way it tastes in its pure form. So of course I made some bonbons of ganache just with only whole fruit, of course.
That's what I tried at the beginning of the show with Andrea. It was absolutely delicious. Really, really powerful and so long. Like it takes you 15 seconds to eat a bonbon.
So of course I made some bonbons, but I think for the people who know me really well, they know that I have a passion for ice cream. So I definitely jumped at the opportunity to make some products with ice cream. And I think most of the chefs that are joining us today will know that ice cream, it can be really hard to get a good chocolate flavor in ice cream. So I was really interested to see what happened, and of course, it was really mind-blowing. The flavor that comes through in the final product, it's almost 2 for 1. You know, it's like a double impact of chocolate flavor when you're using this. So I was really pleased with the ice cream. So I would like to present to you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready to try. I mean, we've been talking about chocolate for almost 1 hour, so I'm ready to try. Is it?
So I'll present first.
For sure.
So I was inspired, of course, by the whole fruit. So I made a type of ice cream sandwich here, which is with a ice cream of whole fruit, and inside I made a sorbet of coconut with a little bit of apricot gelée to bring out that natural acidity. But I find that it pairs really well with some savory things like coconut as well. So I'd love for you to try that, and
absolutely.
I would love to also introduce you to the sorbet tart that I created. So I was thinking a bit about what we've been talking about, these alternative trends with vegan and different diets and things like that. So it's a sorbet tart. There's no dairy whatsoever.
Sorry, I need to tell you, this is really, really good, the ice cream. Wow, it's so powerful.
It's really impactful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, go on.
No. So yes, I created a tart of 3 sorbets that was actually inspired by some of the work that François Chartier did. So I took some of the flavor pairings, grapefruit, and he proposed cassis, so I actually switched the cassis for Camrys, which is a local fruit here.
Was it working?
And it's really spectacular. I was really blown away with the flavor combination.
Yeah, we've been talking about, little berries, so that's another example of what we can do. Wow, great. We have a little, 1 minute left together. Maybe, you want to present us something else?
Ici aussi, j'ai créé un dessert assiette en fait en reproduisant les fèves de cacao fraîches que vous voyez dans la cabosse. Donc j'ai reproduit en fait ces mêmes fèves, mais à l'intérieur vous avez un crémeux Evokao. Et en fait, j'ai recouvert, pour faire ce côté mucilage qu'on a sur la fraise fraîche, j'ai recouvert d'une pâte de hagou. La farine de hagou, en fait, c'est celle qu'on fait les raviolis cristal. Vous savez, les raviolis aux crevettes. Sauf que là, j'ai enrobé de crème au chocolat. Et donc, j'ai fait en fait des fèves. Et je suis assez fier de ce dessert-là, puisqu'en fait, j'ai vraiment reproduit le mucilage qu'on peut voir dans les cabosses fraîches. Donc,
absolument.
Vraiment.
Quel a été votre plus grand plaisir de travailler avec Evokao?
Très excitant, honnêtement. C'est ça, c'est de retrouver un petit peu les côtés nature. Hein. J'ai travaillé donc les légumes, j'ai travaillé j'ai fait le recyclage, j'ai travaillé aussi le maïs. Vous avez un entremets ici avec du maïs.
Oui.
Aussi pareil, François Chartier est une grande source d'inspiration pour ça. Et donc j'ai travaillé le maïs avec un confit de camrys aussi à l'intérieur pour apporter encore un petit peu d'acidité. Et j'ai été vraiment très très heureux de travailler ce chocolat-là.
Bon, alors, j'ai une émission à terminer, mais j'aimerais ça que vous laissiez tout ça ici parce que je vais revenir à la fin de l'émission.
Tout sera là, il n'y a pas de problème.
Pour goûter à tout. Russ, I would like you to come with me. We're going to go and see the chefs who have been working on this creative journey. And also, just to let you know that all the recipes that we've been presented will be in the booklet, the upcoming booklet on June 21st on the Cacao Barry website. So come with me.
Let's go.
We're now going to 2 big sessions with 8 chefs each. So this is your time, again, to submit your questions for our website and win a chance to taste Evokao. So with us, we have Marcos Bor, Lauren Az, Aurélien Trottier, Philippe Bertrand, Laurie Sauer, Melissa Koppel, and Christophe Morel, and Ross Taylor, who's with me. We have different questions. Maybe you want to help us asking the question to all the chefs. So let's see the first questions we have for first of all, do we see you? We have all of you. Great. So all of you have created amazing recipe, incredible, enticing, and people are anxious to know, to ask some questions. So let's start with Melissa.
So Melissa, what does whole fruit mean to you?
I think really WholeFruit represents the new generations, people who are curious and not easily satisfied, which I would have to say. I don't know if I belong to the new generation, but I do agree with this. I think that the new generations are really have a compromise with the planet, are looking for products that are not only delicious. Being delicious is not any longer enough. I think that the products need to be nutritious packed, need to have clean labels, have traceability, and belong to an upcycling movement. And I think that's what really WholeFruit Chocolate is about.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind you all chefs that if you're not talking, just to mute your microphone so it'll be better for our understanding of everybody's talking, then unmute your microphone. Also, I didn't have the time to, present you correctly, but I wanted to say that you are in the art of this creative journey, and that, as Andrea mentioned earlier, really about this taste. So let's go on with Marcus. We also have a question for you.
So Marcus, we would like to know, what product did you develop for your new confectionery hall?
We don't hear you, Marcus. I don't know if you need to unmute your microphone.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Hello from London. Great to be here. Well, for us here at Harrods, the starting point was a taste profile of the couverture. We realized that fruity and acidic notes would harmonize best with the chocolate. And based on that, we started sampling different options, and we settled up on the citrus family of fruits, together with some hazelnuts. Now, with more trials and taste tests, we determined that the perfume of blood orange would work very, very well. And so we crystallized some of that ourselves, and we added candied yuzu peel, and we thought this would be the best of what we could come up with. Now, for texture, we added in some homemade praline made from Piedmont hazelnuts, and we were very, very, very happy with the results. Now, but that wasn't the end of the journey. We wanted to make sure that the product would visually be something new. So we came up with a tablet design, and where we designed a stylized cocoa flower. And of course, with the cocoa flower, the name Fleur de Cacao was for us of what we settled on. Now, to top it off, to make a really different visual presentation, we've added on coconut twill, and we cut that into the same shape of the flower. So if you were to look at it right now here, I would have that. Now, a really big part of our gifting range here in a new chocolate hall, and of course myself, Alistair, and Phil, who have worked with me on this one, we're looking so much forward to having this product too for our customers.
Thank you very much. Maintenant, on va passer à vous, Christophe Morel. On a une question de Renan Saki Oliveira du Brésil qui voulait savoir si la fluidité de ce chocolat permet un bel enrobage et si c'est adapté au moulage.
Alors, bonjour à tous. Oui, la fluidité est parfaite pour le moulage, l'enrobage. La seule difficulté, alors quand on est au Canada, on a l'habitude de travailler avec le sucre d'érable, qui est un sucre assez fragile. Là, c'est la même chose avec le sucre qui est dans Evokao. Donc, c'est la fonte qui doit être très lente, pas trop forte. Il ne faut pas dépasser 40, sinon le chocolat va épaissir et on va avoir du mal à travailler avec. Si on le fait, chez moi, je le fais fondre à l'étuve tranquillement. Après une bonne cristallisation, on a un travail vraiment merveilleux. La couleur est parfaite. Et le stockage aussi bien fermé dans un endroit frais et comme ça vous n'aurez pas de problème. Ne le laissez pas à la chaleur parce qu'au bout d'un moment il va épaissir aussi. Donc si vous utilisez correctement, il n'y a aucun problème.
Merci beaucoup, Christophe. On passe maintenant à Aurélien, donc une question d'une compatriote française, Sarah Bussato, qui dit « Bonjour, quelle saveur va apporter ce chocolat aux pâtisseries? » On en a déjà parlé un peu, mais je suis curieuse de savoir ce que vous en pensez. Et quelle est la meilleure façon de préparer et de consommer ce fabuleux produit?
Alors, bonjour Sarah, merci pour cette question. Le premier mot qui me vient à l'esprit, moi, c'est la fraîcheur. Parce que Evokao a la particularité d'avoir vraiment une belle longueur en bouche, d'être très peu astringent et d'avoir aussi cette pointe d'acidité qui permet de rehausser les saveurs. Pour moi, il convient pour tout type d'application pâtissière. La première chose qui me vient à l'esprit, ça peut être par exemple un crémeux au chocolat. Moi, j'ai pris parti de minimaliser les ingrédients pour maximaliser la saveur du cacao. C'est-à-dire que j'ai par exemple utilisé du lait de riz et du miel plutôt que du lait classique ou bien un sucre divers, ce qui permet d'être dans une dynamique intégralement végétale et se rapprocher au maximum de la naturalité du produit.
Ouais, effectivement, on en a déjà parlé depuis le début aussi, donc de la présentation, comment le végétal prend la place et le lait en est un bon exemple. Laurie, we also have a question for you.
So,
Yes.
Laurie, you, like me, you worked with some sorbets and gelatos. So this question comes from Adrienne Rosai in Brazil. And she wants to know if you can use whole fruit to make sorbets or gelatos. And what would the ideal percentage of sugar be for the composition so as not to change over the flavor of whole fruit chocolate?
Absolutely. You can totally use whole fruit chocolate in sorbet, gelato, ice cream. I prefer a 35 to 40% sugar ratio so as to not take away from the bitterness and robust flavor and also still be able to create a silky texture in the finished product.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Maybe, Laurie, if you would just want to tell us really quickly, how do you like working with Evokao?
I love working with it. The flavor, depending on how you use it, it has so many different contrasts and flavors. It could be still sour or it could still kind of be caramely with all the other fruity flavors in there. It just kind of depends on your application.
Yeah, you're right. It's really versatile. There's a really important component of that.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Monsieur Bertrand, donc, Philippe Bertrand, on a une question. Est-ce que ces produits auront une utilisation spécifique? Je pense à l'intégration dans une pâte à bombe qui pourrait éventuellement remplacer l'usage des gélatines lors des réalisations de mousses diverses.
Alors c'est une bonne question. C'est vrai que en fait avec Evokao, vu qu'il faut l'utiliser le plus pur possible, en fait on va pas éradiquer la pâte à bombe, on va pas éradiquer donc la gélatine, mais je le conseille pas. Je préférerais travailler plutôt une mousse au chocolat avec soit du lait végétal mélangé au chocolat et ensuite on pourrait mettre des blancs végétales également. Qui permettront en fait de rester dans ce concept du côté végétal. Après, dans un premier temps, en tout cas, il faut commencer comme ça. Ensuite, on pourra expertiser d'autres choses, mais il est tellement bon ce chocolat naturellement que moins on le mélange, meilleur le résultat est.
Oui, absolument, on le garde pur. We also have a last question.
Ouais.
Yeah, so the last question is for Lauren Haas, and we would like to know what was your approach to working with whole fruit chocolate, and maybe you have some ideas already for what you'd like to do next?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Russ. You know, for me, when I was creating my dessert around whole fruit chocolate, I wanted to do something that didn't have any other complementary flavors. So although whole fruit has amazing flavor pairing opportunities, you know, I think the chocolate itself is so unique. It's so fruity and it has so much depth of flavor. You know, you start at one place and then you end up experiencing many different flavors as the whole fruit chocolate kind of melts in your mouth. So for me, I wanted to create something that really brought you or transported you back to the plantation, the birthplace of cacao. So I carved half of a cacao pod out of clay, and then I made a mold out of that. That was 3 little snacking bars that fit together to create that cocoa pod. Inside, I created a pure whole fruit chocolate ganache with a thin crunch layer with cocoa nibs. So when you taste it, it's really the experience of the plantation, you know, visually, the flavors of the whole fruit chocolate coming out.
Thank you very much. We have a little bit time left, and you brought something really interesting that, you know, this chocolate brought you back to the plantation. In all of you chefs, is it an idea that resonates with you too? You can just unmic your microphone and take the floor. No? Yes, please go, Laurie. Just unmic your microphone. We don't hear you.
Sorry. I've been on a plantation before in Alto al Sol in Peru, and it does take you back because there's a lot of sour notes down in the jungle part of there. So it does resonate with the different flavors that are so diverse in the whole experience of tasting the chocolate.
Thank you very much. So thank you for being with us today, all of you, and for your insight, your creativity, and of course your passion. Russ, stay with me, please, because now it's time to see your other colleagues to discuss further the creativity journey you took together. For the second session, Russ and I are joined by Francisco Megoya, Davide Comaschi, Kirsten Tibballs, Ross Thayer, of course, who's with me, Renata Araciro, Emmanuel Rion, Martin Diaz, and Diego Lonzano. Hello, all of you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, I'm so happy to see you. So let's dive right on with questions. And Russ, as the first question, we've been talking about workability. So let's see what Larry Hannell had to ask you.
Absolutely. So Larry Hannell, he wants to get tips on how to temper whole fruit chocolate and what makes it unique. So this question goes to Davide, who has done many tests with our partners at Selmy. So Davide, could you give us some tips and some highlights about what you found with working with whole fruit chocolate?
Yes, the different the chocolate we are all used to using WholeFruit chocolate is a real innovation, and its workability compared to the normal chocolate, change in the temperature of use the rest for the rest is the same. I have done many tests of the classic pre-crystallization on the table and many tests on the tempering machine, having a temperature of maximum 45 degrees and allow us to work the chocolates very well, and the pre-crystallization is incredibly good. The tests that I have been carried out are all of types, up to point of pushing the chocolate and the tempering machine to the limit. And in the end, always having excellent results. This is really important because when you find the Kuhn combination with workability and temperature is the same to the normal chocolate. And the advice I can give to use it in the best way is to melt directly in the tank on the tempering machine, or in any case in the warm place that does not exceed 45 degrees. For example, in the microwave is difficult to control the temperature, as the melting is not homogeneous or gradual, and the risk is burning it or make it very thick.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Davide. Martin, we also have a question for you.
So Martin, you were the first chef to actually test and work with whole fruit even before it became Evokao. Do you agree with Davide, and how do you see the chocolate evolve over time with the creative journey taken by all the chefs?
I completely agree, and we have heard many chefs today explaining the journey they have taken along the time by trying to preserve the naturality of this product. So the way I've been working is really take advantage of this naturality, and you know that it's made with 100% cacao fruit, so you can definitely understand that the sweetener is not the usual sweetener that you find in chocolate. So, but that one helps you to reduce also the preservative you will add in your ganaches and so on, because the hygroscopicity is not the same. So I've seen a lot of chefs, and I've heard a lot of chefs today embracing this journey of coming with like more naturality, more natural products, and really believing in this naturality of this chocolate without trying to extend the shelf life and so on, and really focusing on the taste and the advantage that this product can give you.
Thank you. Kirsten, we also have a question for you.
So Kirsten, this question comes from a chef in France, Katie Renard, who wants to know how to combine whole fruit chocolate in a pastry. And also, I would add, what have you been enjoying most about the experience?
Katie, that's a great question. For me, I think it's great to highlight the flavor notes of the chocolate itself. So it's quite acidic. So what I've added with it has been quite subtle, but I've also tried to avoid using refined ingredients and kept the ingredients that I've incorporated into the products I've made as natural as possible. But for me, it's really, really exciting to work with a product that basically has zero waste. This is the future of food, and to work with a product where we're using 100% of the cocoa is very, very exciting for me and interesting. And I think we have to respect that and highlight that. So I've been working on a lot of vegan products with all natural ingredients.
Thank you very much. Diego, your family has a cacao plantation in Brazil. How do you perceive this whole fruit?
Well, I would say that if you've never been to a cacao plantation in your life, then you must try Evokao, because once you try it, you put yourself inside a cacao plantation. This is unique. And for us who own it, it's very important to take advantage of the whole fruit. And I think Cacao Barry has done it. You know, like we have an amazing chocolate that tastes like the farm, you know, like it's the real taste of cacao, and now it's available for everyone. So this is really amazing. This is really something big for us.
Diego, I couldn't agree more. Having worked with it myself, I really feel transported immediately to the plantation. So speaking of all of us chefs who've been working with it, Renata, I would like to know what your experience with Evokao is. And Felipe Cochinato from Brazil wants to know, what are the pairings that you discovered and what inspired you most about it? I think you're on mute.
Yeah. You need to unmute yourself. Try to speak now. Oh, we don't hear you. Try it again. No? Okay, let's go to another chef and we're going to be back to you.
Okay.
Oh, you're there. Perfect. Go. Yes, Renata, I think you... Oh. The reality of virtual events. It's been 15 months now, so we're all used we're all used to have microphone, earplugs, and anyway, mute, unmute, etc. So you can talk now, Renata.
Hello. Now you can hear me?
Yes.
Well, as I live, thank you. Well, as I live in Brazil and we are surrounded of beautiful and fresh ingredients, I did a lot of pairings with typical products. Fruits such as cupuaçu, cajá, mango. I love with cocoa honey that is affordable for us to have here. Tonka cachaça, and all they work it super well. But what can I really say that inspires most about pairing and my creative process is pairing with a concept. And the whole fruit is full of concept. It's a revolution, guys. And it is 100% cocoa fruit. It's so natural. There's no added refined sugar on it. And in one of my creations that I made with lemongrass, I did not put any sugars to increase shelf life. I made in green color, but I didn't use artificial color. I used chlorella, it's an algae which is chlorophyll, because I wanted my creation simple, natural, and delicious to see and to taste, just like whole fruit.
Thank you very much.
So,
You're welcome.
So Francisco, like Renata mentioned, there's a lot of inspiration for concept in WholeFruit Chocolate, and you have a very keen eye for design and shapes, and also a big interest in sustainability, like Renata also mentioned. So does this chocolate trigger some different things for you more than others, and if so, how?
Well, I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So for me, basically what it is. It makes me think about not just the whole chocolate, but everything that you do with it has to have like that sort of philosophy, right? So it's like the whole experience. So whether it's what you're eating or what it's packaged in or what ingredients you're utilizing with it, it's a philosophy, right? You can't just have it one way and not with the others. And so I think it almost, we have the obligation to do that. And I think that'll inspire other chefs to follow that, because that is how we get to the point where we want to with the environment. And so the other part is that sometimes innovation is in the process and not in the product, because at the end it's chocolate, right? It is very innovative, but the process is very important. And so as pastry chefs, we need to think about that it's not always the end result that's like most important. It's always sometimes what you do in between. And so that's how I've been thinking about it. I've even when I came up with the shape for the bar, which is this, to me, this is like an ultra simplified version of what a cocoa bean looks like. And so it's simplifying everything and paring down and making things simple. Sometimes as pastry chefs and chocolatiers, we tend to like do too much. There's always like too much stuff, too many bells and whistles, too much garnish, and it's not always necessary. Sometimes you just need a great product, and that's pretty much it. And the less you manipulate it, the better. So that's what it's made me think about in particular with this chocolate.
Thank you very much. On va terminer avec Emmanuel Rion. Vous êtes mof glacier. Vous avez donc testé Evokao dans vos glaces. Quelles ont été vos inspirations, vos impressions? Et est-ce que vous considérez ce chocolat comme étant propice pour les glaces? On en a parlé un peu avec Ross précédemment. Donc, c'était une question de Rémi Avrin de Zoo de Berval qui se demande quelle utilisation vous préconisez.
Alors moi, l'utilisation de ce chocolat, au fait, il a été très simple. Je l'ai essayé en crème glacée et en sorbet. Donc crème glacée, chocolat, sorbet, donc 100% avec Evokao. Et je trouve que le résultat est étonnant parce qu'on n'a pas de... Vous savez, dans le chocolat, il peut y avoir deux choses. C'est la matière grasse, le beurre cacao peut empêcher au fait le développement de l'arôme avec le froid. Parce que quand on travaille la glace, on a un problème de température. On déguste à -8. Et il y a des chocolats qui perdent leur goût au fait à -8. On a plus ces sensations, ces différentes variétés de tests qu'on peut avoir. Et l'Evokao au fait a gardé ça du début à la fin. C'est-à-dire qu'en dégustation au froid, en glace, il est extraordinaire. Donc par contre moi il m'a tout de suite, j'ai tout de suite voulu évoquer la nature à travers mon dessert. Et forcément j'ai voulu l'associer avec un côté tourbé, avec un whisky tourbé pour amener le côté terrien. Et j'ai voulu aussi l'associer avec du cascara. Cascara, c'est le fruit du café.
Oui.
Et j'ai trouvé qu'on ramenait une complexité tout en accompagnant le chocolat sur la dégustation. Donc, on retrouvait des notes de fruits, une petite amertume. Et là, on était vraiment dans l'utilisation de la nature au maximum. C'est-à-dire le côté tourbé, la récupération du fruit du café, comme on a fait avec le mucilage, au fait. Hein. Donc, c'est un ensemble, au fait. J'ai voulu vraiment rester autour de ce thème-là, de la nature et de l'utilisation au maximum de la nature. Et je pense que le résultat est super intéressant et en glace, il rentre très très bien.
Bon, alors là, j'ai juste envie de prendre l'avion pour aller vous voir, me rendre au Brésil, goûter à tout ce que vous avez fait. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, chef, for this inspiring session. I know you're really busy. It's really appreciated that you take the time to be with us, all of you, because we wish we could discuss this much more longer as there's so much to say. And people will look forward for getting your recipe with Evokao. So stay tuned on Cacao Barry's social media and also in the next magazine of So Good magazine. And this is a scoop, also some recipes in Ramon Morato's long-awaited new book coming out this June. So thank you, all of you.
we developed together with Andreu Carulla, which is an industrial designer, a mold of tablet inspired by the forms of a modernist cocoa pot, like a cocoa fruit. This is the result. This is a mold of a tablet. It's a tablet with 80 grams. The form of the bonbon is like a modern cocoa pot inspired by the cocoa fruit. What I like from Andreu is that from one specific form, he started developing a kind of a family. This is why we have the cocoa fruit. We have in a positive and in a negative. So this is why we call the bonbons the cocoa fruit concave and the cocoa fruit convex. We start developing a collection of bonbons through these molds. Because this was the first times that we used them all, we tried to keep super simple. This was something that I discussed with Andreu Carello, saying, look at Andreu, this is fantastic, but what do you recommend to make with this mold? In my opinion, you should start basic, just dark chocolate, that's it, just Evokao and no more, and then the filling.
What an exciting and inspirational journey all those chefs took, Andrea, creating so many different recipes. So our viewers want to know, when will they be available?
Indeed, Catherine, it's an amazing journey, and I was very lucky to witness it all. It's very touching to hear everything that the chefs have to do as well. So I know it's just the beginning of this journey today. As of now, the full education booklet can be downloaded. It's a rich document with all the information about the trends, the concept, the taste, and the pairing cards mapped by François Chartier. There's also an important section on workability of the pastry alphabet also. So everybody will be able to do any French recipe, pastry recipes with Evokao. Many of our Chocolate Academy Center chefs with Ramon have also developed amazing recipes, which will be downloadable as of June 21st. It's the inspiration booklet.
Perfect. And what about the chocolate itself? When and where and when can people get their hands on it?
That's the question, right?
Yes, we all want to know. We'll listen to you.
So WholeFruit Chocolate Evokao is now available as of today in 7 countries worldwide, but in limited quantities. You have that in France, UK, Italy for Europe, Canada, US, and Brazil for the Americas, as well as in Japan. It will also be, for the others, progressively rolled out to other countries and regions as of 2022. So very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Ramon, are you still with us? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And now that we know that WholeFruit is about to be launched in the world, maybe you have a last message for all your peers who are watching us.
Look at the last message for me is, I think it's a very simple message. Now is your turn, chefs. Play with it and enjoy. Together with all the chefs and experts who have participated in this project, we have created a series of educational documents and recipes for you. And it is for you. Enjoy it, and any questions, we are here, all the Cacao Barry team, to support, and we are here to your service. So enjoy it. It's your time.
Thank you very much, Ramon. Andrea, we also received a question from Paul Cody from the USA, who's saying, you're not the first one as Cacao Barry who has a chocolate made with 100% pure cacao fruit. So what is the difference?
It's a great question. And yes, other brands do propose a chocolate made with cacao fruit sugars. We were the first ones to announce the concept of a true fruit proposition for artisans and chefs back in September 2019. And consciously chose to embark on this rich creative journey with a fantastic group of top chefs, as you just seen, from all over the world, to one, make the best tasting, zesty, and fruity whole fruit chocolate that chefs were demanding and expecting from such a powerful concept, and 2, to really drive this mind shift. It's not just a question of replacing a type of sugar in a chocolate bar. As we've seen with Bass and others, it's about a deep change on how we approach chocolate, how we valorize and upcycle the cacao fruit. It's how we change even the sourcing and positively impact the farmers' quality of life for them to get more of their plantations. And we realized early on that this is too great and too beautiful that we had to have it shared and brought about by chefs. It's a movement that they deserve to lead. From what I've seen, they were ready for it.
Yes, enthusiastic too.
Yes, and they will amaze us with what they can do with it and what they'll be able to create. I cannot wait personally for chef artisans to create these amazing chocolate ice creams and pastry, drinks, etc. with WholeFruit Chocolate Evokao.
Oh, thank you very much, Andrea. And to the viewers, even now they're just more excited now. It's time to announce the names of the winner of the WholeFruit Chocolate giveaway. And I'm going to read them to you right now for the first time. So we have Rémi Avrin, Cathy Renard, Adriane Ross-Sailly, Zakaï Oliviera Renan, Anel Larry, Felipe Ciconato, Sarah Bussato, Jean-Michel Lera, Martin Nobez, and David Whittaker. That's wonderful. And it's, you know, that's not all. We will all have a bonus giveaway drawn on all registered viewers. So it will be announced tomorrow on Cacao Barry Instagram. So stay tuned.
Taste WholeFruit Chocolate.
WholeFruit.
Experimente WholeFruit.
Taste
WholeFruit.
WholeFruit Chocolate.
Goûtez au chocolat.
Tout fruit.
Assaggia WholeFruit Chocolate.
Enjoy WholeFruit.
Taste WholeFruit.
Prueba el WholeFruit.
Probier WholeFruit.
WholeFruit Chocolate.
Taste WholeFruit. Goûtez Evokao.
Попробуйте Evokao.
Taste Evokao.
Prueba
Evokao.
Prova
Evokao. Vapuseo.
Goûtez Evokao.
Yes. Yeah.
What a great way to end this event. So for any there were questions were not answered today, we will answer them on the new few days on Cacao Barry's website. And if you have missed any part of this show, you will also be able to watch it again on the website. Thank you so much, Andrea, being with me. Thank you, Ramon, that has been spending the last 90 minutes with us. Thank you very much.
Thanks to all of you.
Yes, thank you. Bye, the Cacao Barry team and all of our amazing guests and creative chefs for this wholesome and delicious vision of the future of chocolate with WholeFruit Evokao chocolate as nature intended. Goodbye.